I know some of you guys are tired of all the videos on Hasan, but imagine you're me. You're in my shoes. You don't like Hasan. You open Twitter. First video you see is a clip of Hasan saying something outrageously stupid. You're angry. You want to tell someone about it. But then you remember, wait a second, I have a YouTube channel that pays me to complain about this. Are you not gonna complain about it for cash? Yeah, you are. So yes, this video is going to be me complaining about Hasan. This is what it means to have motion in life. When you see something, you gotta take the opportunity and run with it, okay? Hasan made the decision to rock this atrocious t-shirt that looks like it was destined to be on the clearance rack at Hot Topic for the rest of its existence, but Hasan picked it up and decided to do a photo shoot with it. Now, for my illiterate viewers, the shirt has text on it that reads, "Make the rich pay." Now, this picture was doing the rounds on Twitter, kind of going viral on some accounts, but some person decided to take the image and add a tweet that Hasan had posted onto this image. Landed in Mexico and immediately got detained by customs for having, quote, too many pieces of electronic equipment, for which they made up a number and forced me to pay taxes on. Now, you cannot script irony better than this. This is a multi-millionaire member of the top 0.001%, role-playing as someone who wants the rich to pay more taxes, but when the thing that he pretends that he wants to exist actually exists, he complains about it. This is why labels such as fake socialist or champagne socialist actually perfectly describe Hasan. Guys, I want the rich to pay more taxes, but not me though. I mean, I am filthy rich, but you know, double it and give it to the next person. I don't want to pay taxes, let alone more taxes, but other rich people should. You know, they should pay. Now, Elon Musk actually ended up replying to that picture of Hasan with the tweet on it with just a crying, laughing emoji. That's actually hilarious, bro. You're getting owned by Elon Musk. Now, naturally, Hasan sees this as an opportunity to start some beef with Elon because that would do numbers for him. So he makes this tweet saying, "Come on my show, Elon," with a screenshot from one of his streams where he's chilling with Grimes, who I believe was dating Elon Musk at one point, which is like, what are you trying to imply? That like you banged his wife? Congrats, bro. You got sloppy seconds from Elon? Wow, bro. You totally owned Elon Musk by showing a picture of you in the same room as his ex-wife. This is just humiliating for Hasan. It's like, please come on my show, Elon. You responded with a crying, laughing emoji to a tweet that made fun of me. Now I'm gonna invite you on my show so we can discuss why you responded to a meme with a crying laughing emoji. Can we talk about that? What would this discussion even be? Like, oh, hey, Elon, hope you're doing well. Yeah, you found a meme funny that made fun of me. Can you tell me why? Hasan doesn't even address what the meme is trying to highlight, like the irony of what the meme is pointing out. This guy just saw Elon Musk's handle on the screen and started foaming out the mouth like a rabid raccoon. Anyone who thought this was a badass mic drop response is developmentally challenged. Twitter is looking at you and then pointing at you and then laughing at you. And then Elon joins in on the laughter and then you're like, hey, Elon, let's talk about this. Let's unpack this, all right? Why are you laughing? Where does that come from? Also, the reason he's using this image is obviously to imply that he had intercourse with this woman as some sort of leverage over Elon. But imagine you're Grimes and you see this and it's just like you never did anything with Hasan. You're like, what the f***? Am I being used as a pawn in this beef? Like, you know he was butthurt when he saw that crying laughing emoji because you don't do that as a response if you were not deeply offended. Like, that's like when you get roasted and the roast hits you so hard that you bring up the guy who roasted you's like dead mom or something. It's like some middle school shit. You got a new haircut and you think it's really cool, but you walk into school and the first thing you get is like, oh, nah, your barber need jail time. And you're like, yeah, but didn't your dog run into traffic? How'd that go? Anyway, as anyone with a frontal lobe could assume, starting beef with Elon Musk is going to draw more attention to you, maybe negative attention, some could assume, and that's basically what happened. Some older clips of Hasan saying some distasteful stuff have kind of gone viral and resurfaced, and we're gonna look at those.
I'll fly no jet, that floor to Milan.
Yeah, so this might be one of the worst things he's ever said, and actually, I don't know how other people have been banned on Twitch for way less. I'm not saying the dude should be deplatformed because he has different views than mine, but it is crazy to me how people have been banned for way less than this. So before I show the clip, for some context, Hasan is explaining in this clip how it is okay, or at least better, for SA to take place among two rich people than one rich person and one one poor person. He says it is, quote, a little bit better for a rich girl to get essayed by a rich guy than a poor girl to get essayed by a rich guy.
At least Patrick Henry College is like doing one good thing, which is that like if you have these millionaire, billionaire, WASP fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date to other billionaire, millionaire failed daughters is like, in some respects, you know, from a utilitarian perspective, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course. The utilitarian aspect of SA.
A little bit better. You know what I mean? Like taking these guys and putting them in a pen with one another is ultimately getting them away from the broader society.
And this is the same exact guy who's gone on hour-long segments on his show about how Andrew Tate is the biggest danger to women and how Andrew Tate is essaying all these girls. And I'm not going to sit here and comment on Andrew Tate, but I am going to say, very interesting for Hasan of all people to make comments about that when he has produced clips like the one we just watched. That is absurd. He literally says, like, it's better for this version of SA to happen than this version. What the are you talking about? Imagine going up to a rich girl who was SA'd and saying like, well, you know, it's better that it happened to you than a poor person. Believable. And you still can't ignore the fact that he talks about rich people like he isn't one of them, like he isn't a member of the elite class. The LARP is so tiresome. Yeah, you're rich, bro. Let's stop acting like you aren't. Now, this guy whines about people clip chimping him, which is the practice of people taking uncharitable quote-unquote clips and then spreading them over the internet. But that clip has complete context. He's explaining what he believes from start to finish, and there is no context missing. Like, sure, the clip makes him look bad, and he can be upset that it makes him look bad and that people are seeing it, but that's just what happens when you say some egregious shit like that. But it's actually more often the case that Hasan takes people out of context than people take him out of context. Hasan actually takes people so out of context that he will invent things that they've said. He'll make up quotes. This is one of his video thumbnails. Quote, we're allowed to genocide actually. No one said that. Now, I don't have an issue with clickbait or exaggerating something somebody said for clicks. Like, I did this in my thumbnail for my Sneeko video. Sneeko was talking shit about this MMA fighter, and I put in a quote saying, nah, I'd win. Now, he never said he would win against the fighter, but he was shit-talking him. But I also think there's a huge difference in clickbaiting internet drama like what I do and clickbaiting world ongoing global events. Like, that's misinformation. That's straight up propaganda tabloid garbage. How can you expect this guy to be an honest proponent of the global news when he, no meme, spreads fake news? Anyway, streamer XQC used to be friends with Hasan, but they had a falling out, and since then XQC's had some things to say about Hasan, and recently this clip of XQC criticizing him and people like him popped up on my timeline, and I think XQC makes a great point in this clip where he talks about the types of people like Hasan who pretend to be these super progressive people that can do no wrong and they love everybody, but realistically, these people are the most toxic.
Yeah, the reality is that one of you people are gonna realize that the people that are the tolerant people that are all nice and shit like that are literally the worst. Like whenever somebody does something wrong or they think is wrong, I mean they completely annihilate them. Like people that are flat out toxic, a lot of times it's deliberate out there and it's kind of stops there. It's more like it's like surface level, like kind of hate or whatever. The people who like tolerant and chill and like, yo, dude, that we know better, they're despicable. That's just what it is.
That might be one of the most true things that XQC has ever said. Now, I'm not a toxic person, but because the nature of my content can be critical, I do get sometimes that people perceive me as toxic. And I want to just say, I've met so many people in real life that are surprised at how pleasant I am to actually be around. They suspect me to be like this person who's always complaining about everything, but it's just not like that. And I find it so funny because on the flip side, I'm not going to name names, but I do know YouTubers that have hung out with Hasan in real life at private events, at parties, that are like, oh my god, that guy sucks dick. And that doesn't surprise me, but it has surprised people who have perceived him as this chill kind of guy that's just tolerant and he doesn't care and everyone's cool and whatever, when it turns out that he's actually a ginormous prick. And on the flip side, the people that are like the most, quote, toxic online, generally, I'm not going to say every time, they're kind of fine to be around. Again, I'm not going to name names to prove my point, but I've hung out with people that have have, we'll just say, a toxic reputation on the internet, and they are just completely normal people offline, dude. They don't have to dress up their talk or put on a facade in order to just have fun online. There's no smoke and mirrors to see through like there is with some of these people like Hasan. You can tell, like, oh, this guy doesn't have to pretend. He doesn't have to LARP. And all these LARPers are a dime a dozen. There's so many of them. I'd say there's more of them than there are people that are authentic. So when I find people that are authentic, maybe they're perceived as mean or whatever, but we need more of that in a world of like plastic influencers, these people that are just fake. Anyway, though, I figured I'd talk about that weird beef that Hasan had with Elon Musk and talk about the clips that went viral subsequently. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. If I could just say something right now, the views have been really bad. I guess people are just back to school and have less time to watch YouTube, but if you're watching this video, if you could share the video with your friends, or I seriously would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, oh yeah, and join the Discord, follow my social medias. Okay, bye.